Hello and welcome to Russian Talkings of Scarlett Johansson.
I'm on the wrong podcast.
Welcome to Thors-Kin Podcast, episode number 7?
7? Yep. Holy
We're
shit.
still here. Hey. We haven't been kicked off yet. I'm Alex with my co-host Jimmy. How have you been, buddy?
I've been good. Waiting all week to get back in here. This is everything this is life now. This is the way it is.
It's crazy, isn't it? It's like a bug. Once you start making these shows, all you want to do is record.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. I think it's as well getting to sit down and just chat shit about nerdy stuff and not have someone look at you thinking, what are you talking about?
Actually, last week's episode nearly happened in Starbucks in Sainsbury's down the road from me, so that would have been awkward. How's your week been? What have you been up to? Been up to anything exciting? Anything fun?
I've been getting into Twitter arguments. I've been getting drunk again. Housewarming parties for other people now. Everyone's moving house at the moment, so I'm just constantly like, yeah, I'll be there.
It's because the only way is up.
No.
Baby.
And getting real back into Horizon Zero Dawn, trying to a bit late to that because obviously only just picked one up, but yeah, I'm loving that game at the moment.
Yeah, I've actually I was watching a podcast the other day, a couple of gamers talking about it, and some guy was declaring his hots for the girl, the main character, and I was like, really?
I wouldn't quite go that far, but it's overall.
That's what they were talking about.
I declare my hots for the game.
PlayStation fans. Well, this week, obviously, you guys listened to. Can I just say, right? The next time I do one of these shows, I'm going to be doing it in an environment where I don't sound like fucking Siri, okay? Because I want to be able to scream and shout and show fucking emotion, because that was so boring to listen back to. I'm really sorry. Next week will be so much better. It really was. I was just like, oh yeah, and the music scene, it's terrible. It's so bad. So watch this space. It will get better.
No, I knew when I was like sat down editing that, just putting the bits together and everything. I knew, because obviously you said that. I think, was it that you were your little boy was asleep, wasn't he, at the time? So you were like trying to like go on a. You chose such a bad time to go on a rant video when you're like, "Hey guys, it's Al here. There are a few things that really annoy me about things."
Exactly, and next time I'll give him 50p and send him off to the shop to get some sweets.
Yeah.
Then I'll be like, Kim Jong-un, he's a floppy head cunt. Yeah, that's the way it should sound. Not, oh yeah, Kim Jong-un, I'm really upset about him. You know, I have.
Do you know what though?
Too.
Right, before we get into everything, I wanted to like talk to you about what you were going on about in your bitching corner with Kim Jong-un.
Yeah, let's do that.
The thing about with so everyone obviously found out firsthand because they felt they measured the earthquakes around the world. They knew exactly where it was coming from, what it must have been because of what's going on there at the moment with the tests and everything. The problem is a nuke that is. Was it Hiroshima or Nagasaki that it's 5 times the size of? Because one was significantly bigger than the other. I think it was 5 times the size of the second one. The problem...
Yeah.
The problem is with that compared against the nukes that the rest of the world has, it's like turning up to a gunfight with a butter knife. Like the nukes that the US and that Russia have are like 100 times that size. They are absolutely fucking insane. Yeah, okay. I wouldn't want to have one dropped on my head.
Underneath the thing going, that's a really shit missile just as it lands next to you.
Your missile shit. Your missile's fucking shit, Korea. You fucking dickheads.
Gone.
But
achieved nothing.
All right, so the people that would get dropped on top of, okay, you've had better days, not being funny, you're probably going to get vaporized the fuck out of. But in terms of like what that achieves for your nation, is like all you need to do is like Russia drop one of their nukes, and it's like one of Putin's quotes is like, when he was like questioned about like how many more nukes the US has, he was like, yes, but you only need one. It's like, that's fucking true. It's like, at a certain point you only need one. And North Korea, if they dropped what is a piddly sized nuke in the grand scheme of things, they would just get fucking annihilated. I think this whole thing is more a case of them trying to be taken as a serious superpower rather than we're actually going to drop nukes. Like, don't get me wrong, it shits me up. I do sit there thinking, oh damn, is this the point that I need to be buying lots of tins of beans and digging a hole in my garden? But I don't. The problem is, I just think it's showboating.
A laser guided missile or a rocket, whatever it's going to be, powered by the North Korea's version of Windows. It's probably going to hit Canada by accident. I'm just saying that, like, you know, I've gone about how much we take the piss, but nobody's fucking testing these things properly. They'll drop one and go, wow, fireworks. But when it comes to war and panic and things like that, it's not gonna. No.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know enough about like intercontinental ballistic missiles. I'm hardly fucking an expert in stuff like that. But yeah.
Well, I'll have you know that I know nothing too. So let's change the subject. Let's move on.
Yeah, moving on past goading an insane dictator into nuclear war.
He rocks the sexiest hairdo in the world.
Dude, that guy, imagine. Oh, I reckon people need to start making that thing just day to day. Just turning up at work with a Kim Jong. Oh, you got your new Kim Jong. You're looking wicked, mate. You're looking fucking proper dapper with your new Kim Jong. That's the way it's going to go. I'm going to do it myself.
It wasn't one of the lies that he said about him being voted the sexiest man in the world.
Probably. To be honest, I take that whole thing with a pinch of salt, because you know how like we sit there and we get our views on North Korea are basically they're this stupid sort of nation that just get told what they get told, and there's no way of them finding out anything else outside of that. How the fuck do we know that they actually let a nuke off? I haven't seen the fucking the earthquake reading stuff like that with all the data. Do you know what I mean? All the data that narrows it back. So we could just be getting told random shit too. He could be the nicest guy.
It's yeah, right. Fucking hell. Jimmy on Thors-Kin Podcast advocating.
I reckon Kim Jong-un is actually a nice guy.
Of our show. Kim Jong-un, actually a nice guy.
Yeah.
Jimmy Eat Rose. You say something then before you destroyed me. Yeah, he's Dr. Evil, isn't he?
Pretty much.
I want £1 billion. He's that crazy guy. Anyway, look, let's move on because I could talk. But the thing is, what I was going on about though in my bitch corner was that it's okay for us to take the piss. We can, not the leader of a country over Twitter. I'm just saying that, right? Yeah, he should be taken it seriously. You know, not yes, we have the best nukes in the world. Okay, however he talks.
Yeah, it's like I saw tweets that he was like, we're now. I'm going to allow China and South Korea to buy lots of weapons from us, and he was referring to like the bunker buster missiles that go basically smash the shit out of underground bunkers where they do like testing all these missiles, all the nukes and stuff. So US has the technology. They're going to now sell it to South Korea and China. But he's like sending it out in a tweet, just like Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, here's all our
Like,
information. We're going to Tony Stark.
I'm going to allow them to buy weapons from us, Kim Jong-un. Now what? What you going to say to that? Yeah, moving on.
Anyway, I've got to drop a bigger bomb than what North Korea did today, and it's about Wonder Woman, a movie that I absolutely loved. And if you guys didn't mind, I'm not going to spoil the whole movie. I'm just going to point out a massive plot hole. Okay, I watched it for the second time, and you remember from the first show and how much I've talked about it, how much I love this movie. It made me cry, and this plot hole doesn't affect it for me, but it is a bit silly. Okay.
Okay, I think you need to be okay spoiling this though, because it's been long enough. Don't ruin what you don't have to, but say what you need to say.
It is though. It's what I'm gonna say. It kind of ruins the ending. So, like, listen. Okay, if you don't care about it being spoiled, because you've got to have seen it anyway if you're watching a show like this. But if you haven't, just put your fingers in your ears for a second, because what I'm gonna say is pretty much gonna spoil it, and I feel really bad doing it. But the plot hole, and when I say it, you're probably gonna shit yourself, piss yourself, and throw up at the same time. Okay.
To be fair, you've got to remember that only 8 people watch this. So
yeah, okay, let's go. Bruce Willis is dead in The Sixth Sense. No, I'm gonna.
You okay, dick! I haven't seen The Sixth Sense. God damn it! Fucking spoilers.
Yes, you have. Anyway, Wonder Woman, amazing movie, great build up. Gal Gadot. Oh my god, she doesn't like when you see women and they like. In your belly and your things start rising and you start getting a bit she doesn't do that to me. She melts my heart, that woman does. Honestly, she makes me want to cry, cuddle up into a pillow and cry like a pathetic weasel.
What the fuck?
Yes. Anyway, first of all, the guy from Harry Potter, first time I watched him, because he plays Ares, right? Remember?
Rat Boy.
Yeah. I second what you were saying before. You were saying that he kind of annoyed you, and I was like, no, don't worry about it. A god can be anyone, blah blah blah. But yeah, he kind of ruined it for me.
Yeah, he was
You're
bad.
Going to die. It's a bit weird, I can just imagine Ares on a Sunday morning, sat in his armor, legs crossed, reading the Times.
Yeah. In his armchair next to his grandfather clock that he polishes religiously.
Okay. Now, at the end of the movie, here's a huge... There's a huge jet full of explosives, full of gas, right? About to go and hit London, right?
Yep.
Now, Steve Trevor decides to get on the plane and detonate the plane in the air by shooting the canisters.
Yeah.
Just after storming the base with the best sniper that he knows that can shoot people from half a mile away.
But who's going to fly the plane?
It's automated. It goes. They're going anyway. It's going. He just goes in and kills the people, shoots the canisters whilst he's flying the plane. They're already going in the air. Do you know what I mean? They're already flying. Now, all I'm saying to you is a guy that can shoot people from half a mile away, who's a blubbering Scottish mess that doesn't actually do anything in the whole fucking movie because he's so upset about killing people during a war. Absolutely useless, that character is. But what was wrong with him emptying a few clips in, just carefully, bam, bam, boom, What was wrong with that? I don't understand.
Or just get a stick of dynamite. In that entire military base, there wasn't one stick of dynamite that he can leave on there and jump out the plane.
Steve Trevor, right, for me, is one of the greatest DC characters, okay? He builds the Justice League, he goes out to fight with him. He's an amazing character, right? And as well as being fucked about by Wonder Woman and destroyed by her, right? But he's a thick fucker. Honestly, he's standing next to a guy that can shoot people from half a mile away, and he can't think that through. Does that make sense?
Do you know what pisses me off even more? Is that this guy is supposed to have a superpower. Is that what it is, half a mile away? Because there's real life people in Iraq and Afghan right now popping people from over a mile.
Yeah, but this is World War One, isn't it?
Oh, so he's got some rickety ass fucking elastic bang gun.
Yeah. And he even says, he goes, they don't know. That was Russian. They don't know if they what does he say? they don't even know what to hit them, he says. And it's like, well, you're a thick fucker. Number one, you're crying because you don't want to kill people during the war, but yet you go along with your buddies to all the way to France. It doesn't make sense, man.
Were the bombs on a timer?
I love the movie. What?
Were the bombs on a plane on a timer?
They were, and they were ready to blow. The timer was ready to go off at over. What I'm saying, they had all the equipment there.
So if the bomb was on a timer, wouldn't you just jump out the plane anyway?
I don't fucking know what's going on there. Like, he blows up. He's flying the planes. He's got the handgun. You can't see what I'm doing right now, but he's aiming his gun right at the back of the hole in the cargo bay where the bombs are, and he just shoots him because it's flammable. It's hydrogen. So if it's that flammable, he can blow it up with a handgun. Surely a fucking huge sniper rifle bullet would have done the job.
Mental.
That's ridiculous.
I also have a plot hole in the movie. Was that Wonder Woman didn't stop recording and just being like, "Oh, I need to go marry Jimmy now," because blatantly that would have happened.
Okay, so now you can take your fingers out your ears. Now, if you've not seen Wonder Woman, not that you can hear me saying that. Whoop! But yeah, sticking to that. By the way, are you shocked? Did you shit yourself? Or did you piss yourself?
I'd less shit and piss myself, and more a little bit of a turtle head that you squeezed back in.
Yeah. Well, that's it for me, because the rest of the movie is visually very fucking amazing. Like, and there's that scene, that still for me, that scene where she climbs out the trenches and runs across and starts kicking all kinds of out. That for me still made me feel quite emotional because it's very special. So it didn't do much to the movie, but I'm just saying they could have ended it a better way. Steve Trevor kind of.
Do you know what would actually happen though? If you know how like Christopher Nolan does like grounded films, like with Batman and stuff, we should have like a really grounded version of that where she's running out and she goes up on the trenches and everything, but then like shit happens in real life. She's like halfway through, fucking stubs her toe and falls down and just gets shot to shit. That's what would have really happened. You'd trip over something. There's a lot of rubble.
Go for the Simon Pegg approach, where he goes to jump over the fences. Still one of the greatest scenes in the movie. Okay, so sticking on the superhero theme, around the corner we've got Thor Ragnarok. We've talked a lot about that, but we haven't actually talked a lot about Black Panther. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have any thoughts on that? Are you excited?
I think it's going to have attitude. I really do. You know how
Sass or attitude?
I think it's going to have both. Like, you know how like films like Kingsman and Deadpool, that sort of tone is on the up in these kind of films. I think Black Panther could have a little bit. I think they're going for something a little bit more serious than something like Kingsman or Deadpool, obviously. But I think it could have that balls at the same time, where he's like, he does a few badass things, and you're like, yeah, this dude's like a badass.
I was quite impressed with how good Andy Serkis looked in Age of Ultron, because he's that South African dude, isn't he, with the beard and the gold tooth? Yeah, I mean, Serkis from Lord of the Rings, when he was the worm tongue guy with the long, straggly, dark, greasy hair, and he's a bit of a worm, and now he's kind of bulked up, and he's kind of like, yeah, I'm Andy Serkis, bitch.
What?
You know,
Andy Serkis was Gollum.
Yeah, but he was also Grimmer Wormtongue.
Was he?
You know the guy that? Yeah, that was Andy Serkis. I'm sure of it. Oh my god.
Yeah, you need to Google that shit. Right, what can we place as a bet that was someone else?
I'm pretty sure that was Andy Serkis.
Right,
keep talking.
You are.
So I'll look for this. Okay.
Right, okay. I think we need to place a bet. So Cuphead is coming out at the end of the month, right? I reckon the person who is right here, I'm saying it wasn't, you're saying it is, has to buy Cuphead digital so that the other person can get access to it.
Okay, here we go.
All right.
What's his name again?
Grima Wormtongue. I will edit this down.
Oh, okay. So it's Gollum and Schmeagol. He doesn't actually play. Who plays that then? Grimbold. Guy called Bruce Phillips. Apologies. I thought that was Andy Serkis.
Boom! You owe me Cuphead, motherfucker.
I'm sure.
You owe me Cuphead.
Was it Return of the King or was it the Two Towers he was in?
It was in Two Towers. Because he was, he had that spell on Théoden, didn't he?
Two Towers. Okay, I'm sure of this. I'm fucking sure of it.
It flat out wasn't, mate. It fucking flat out wasn't.
I'll post you a testicle in a jar.
I don't want a testicle in a jar. I want you to buy me Cuphead.
Oh no, I was wrong.
Told you.
I was so fucking wrong.
Told you.
Oh, that's so disappointing.
Do you feel like a dick?
Especially with a podcast that goes all around the world. Okay.
We've already said all around the world to 8 people.
Well, he definitely looks... Well, that was my own podcast. Ours is doing okay. Well, he definitely looks better than he did as Gollum anyway.
I know, he was looking a bit gaunt when he was Gollum, wasn't he? He was like, mate, something in your diet's not agreeing with you.
No, but he does look quite badass in that. And I think he's probably going to be the better character out of the two. I think the guy that plays Black Panther, he's a bit emo, a bit
emo.
Miserable.
What?
He's a bit miserable. Like, I know his father had died and stuff, but instead of adding a bit of light, you can't add a bit of light to avenging your father's death, can you?
I know. Why can't this horrendous parent death tale and vengeance just let it be a little bit lighter? Let's all party. Let's all have fun about someone's dad dying.
I'm sure we'd love Batman to be a lot lighter, wouldn't we?
I
don't know. It just looks in the Marvel universe where everything's a bit bright and a bit colourful and it is a bit fun, regardless of the situation. Okay, like people's lives are at risk. People are going to die and stuff, but they're still cracking jokes and they're still having fun. I don't know. It just looks like a bunch of warlords fighting over an African country, and like.
I reckon this is going to be one of those that kind of go on the tier of Ant-Man and Doctor Strange, where, but with more of a vibe of Captain America: Winter Soldier, where it's more of a standalone film, but I think they might take it a little bit more like he does a few more badass things than what you see Ant-Man do.
And also you got to take into account that Michael B. Jordan is playing the bad guy in this, and he's got a bit of a curse on him at the moment, isn't he, with the Fantastic Four franchise and stuff.
He was good in Creed.
Oh, do you know what? Creed had me bawling within 5 minutes, man.
That was a fucking awesome film.
Amazing. He was good in that. Yes, I like him. He's a good actor. I'm just saying, like, there's that thing above him at the moment. It's, as far as superhero movies are concerned. I hope he does well. I just think he would have been better, actually. Different. I think he would have had a bigger role and done it. I would have liked him to see him as the Green Lantern. Actually, don't know. Maybe he's not big enough for that, but I think there was something there for him. Do you know what I mean? Rather than just a villain in a Panther movie.
Yeah.
Watch the space. I mean, it might be good. I might be wrong. I was wrong about fucking Circus, wasn't I?
Exactly. Very fucking wrong.
Very wrong. You can't be any more wrong, if I'm honest. So yeah, we'll watch this space. So you're looking forward to Thor Ragnarok?
Yeah, it's kind of the hype's died down now. I've completely forgot about it, and I'm not going to think about it again until it's out, and then I'm just going to be like front fucking row in the IMAX, shuffling the popcorn in my mouth, just like new Marvel film. Because I'm so ready for something now. Really am.
Dick in my hand.
Not quite.
No. What I was going to say, I kind of don't want to see any more trailers for it. They did this. They always do it. They leave it until like 2 weeks before it's out, and they're like, a new extended trailer. And it's kind of like, yeah, I've seen more of the movie now.
Yeah, you just showed us a scene where they kill the main villain. Thank you. Thanks for that.
That was one of my big boners for Spider-Man: Homecoming. There's bits in the trailer that weren't actually in the movie, and I was kind of like, well, that's a bit dishonest, isn't it? Really, you know?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And also, as well, did you know I think, well, it's a very strong rumor, but they've apparently cast Armie Hammer as Hal Jordan, the Green Lantern.
Right.
What are your thoughts on that? You know who Armie Hammer is?
Well, that was going to be my first comment. Who the fuck? Right. Okay. I need to take a Google. I need to text the Google. No, as soon as I see him, I'll be like, "Oh, that dude." But he's
Lone
just
Ranger.
Lone Ranger. What the fuck?
Lone Ranger, yeah. And he played the twins in the social media, the social network.
Armie Hammer.
Yeah. Armie, and then Hammer. I think.
Oh, him.
Great cast. Yeah.
Yeah, he literally is Green Lantern.
He looks like Hal Jordan from the comic books, and he's a good actor as well. I think he's good.
I can't really remember seeing anything with him in. I've seen his face, but
I love that.
Hmm.
He played the Lone Ranger.
Did he? That? Al, did he play the fucking Lone Ranger? Did he? Did he?
He played the fucking Lone Ranger. How do you say it in Spanish? El Lone Rangero.
Now I'm gonna have Armie Hammer in my browser history.
Well, I was googling Taylor Swift the other day, so perks of the show, eh?
Yeah. Now
watch this, mate.
I reckon I don't know. I haven't really got any comments on that because if I don't have anything to go off with him. He looks like him. That's all I can say. Dude looks like him.
And all I'll say is they're making a Green Lantern core movie, so that's going to include all the different colors of the spectrum. So it's going to be really intense. It's not going to be like the other movie was. But I know, despite that, you can have all these Marvel fanboys, KY jelly, lubing up their fist, ready just to fist fuck whatever comes out because the other one sucked, And I do worry about it because they can make an amazing movie and they'd be like, well, it's the Green Lantern, It always happens with Marvel boys. I don't know what it is.
You leave Marvel boys out of this.
Well, I'm a Marvel DC bitch, so I can do whatever I like.
Don't you find though that bit in 21 Jump Street where they're high and they take the drug, and you've got Channing Tatum going around on that little tricycle, and then Jonah Hill is like in this really bad trip that is literally the difference between DC and Marvel. That one is Channing Tatum in a candy cane dream, and then the other one is Jonah Hill getting sucked into a volcano.
Is that the bit where he jumps through the symbols?
Yeah.
He's like, thank you. So fucked up. Oh my god! And he's doing maths equations on the board. And he's doing blah 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 blah, and that he's E equals MC squared. And you turn around, and he's just written 4, the number 4, all over the board. Amazing movie, Jump Street was really good. So okay, I've just made you watch a trailer for Daniel Radcliffe's new movie.
Yeah. So
Jungle. Jungle is massive.
Somebody fucking take this guy's mic away from him. Jesus Christ.
What did you think?
Okay. I thought it could be the most boring film ever, or it could win him Oscars. Like, if all he has to do, if the most interesting bit of that film is the bit where those ants are on him, and he's got to find some way of, like, right at the end in this trailer, he's got, like, I don't know, he gets a deodorant cannon, sprays it, he makes a flamethrower, and he's, like, got a flamethrower or an ant's nest or something. I'm going to be pissed off.
I need an ant teacher to lick my asshole! Going around looking for an ant teacher. Just get him off me!
But, like, it looked good. It looked very good. So yeah, if you haven't seen it, basically it's Harry Potter goes on a field trip and
with a Dutch accent.
Forgets his broom, so he can't fly away. Forgets his wand, so he's got no magic tricks. And basically, Harry Potter's stuck in the jungle, which kind of sounds interesting.
Typecasting, we're doing that again, aren't we? It does look good, but it looks like a different. It looks like a man now. It sounds really weird, but Daniel Radcliffe's taking forever to fucking grow up. He's always been that little fucking shit, isn't he? With waving his wood around, and now he looks like a man.
I think the best thing that Daniel Radcliffe could ever have done is to do the Woman in Black, and even though it was a shit film, Horns, things like that just got. He needed a few bad horrors. Or, not Woman in Black was okay, but he needed a few like really different films to just like a palate cleanser almost for people, so that he wasn't Harry Potter again. And he's been in that Skinhead film recently where he's like
that was amazing.
Yeah, I've not caught it, but everyone who I've spoke to said that was wicked. But now I reckon he's kind of set himself up now to get some decent roles. I don't know whether he's a good enough actor though. I really don't.
Yes, but he pulls off a beard, and sometimes that's all you need. Right, I've seen him with a full-on beard. I'm a bearded guy myself, and I'll tell you now, it takes something special to pull off a beard the way he does. So that's all you need. Okay, him covered in ants, anteater tongue in his asshole with a big beard. Oscar, done.
It's just like I kind of feel bad for all these actors that are having to like starve themselves as well, because Chris Hemsworth, when he was like he had to go
Moby
down
Dick,
to like in that Moby Dick film where he weighed like the equivalent of like 4 bags of sugar, and like that he is a big bloke to try and have to like lose that much weight. You've got Leonardo DiCaprio getting fucked up by a bear, and now Daniel Radcliffe's having to like get covered in ants. Things people do for our entertainment.
Tom Hanks did that, didn't he? Castaway. Yeah, there's a lot of celebrities that are willing to do that. And I suppose it's one of those things where you kind of sign up for that, don't you, if you're going to do that kind of role.
Do you think Leonardo DiCaprio actually got mauled by a bear? Because in my own head, he did.
I don't think the bear would stand a chance.
I think like one roundhouse kick and like just like whoosh, left elbow. Leonardo DiCaprio would take that grizzly. I watch it back sometimes and I think, what the fuck are you playing at? Just punch him. Just punch him. Punch the bear. Knock him out.
Fuck creature, just punch it straight in the fucking jaw.
Just fuck it up. You're Leonardo DiCaprio.
Oh god. So yeah, I like the look of this movie. He's got a Dutch accent in it, which concerns me, but Emma Watson, Hermione, did a film called The Circle on Netflix, which is amazing, by the way, which you should watch. And I watched it because I wanted to take the piss out of her doing an American accent. I thought, this is going to be hilarious as fuck. Strap yourselves in. I'm going to be pissing myself. But she was really convincing, really good, and I really enjoyed the movie.
Yeah.
Have you called it's called?
You know who isn't going to end up being famous after Harry Potter? Ronald fucking Weasley.
The ginger one. I mean, all he did was an Ed Sheeran video. I think that was it. That's all I've seen him in.
Yeah, like, that guy couldn't act. He couldn't act when he was in Harry Potter, let alone afterwards.
It's the same for the In-Betweeners guys, isn't it? Because that show was massive worldwide, the In-Betweeners. America tried to do it. Other countries have tried to do it. Everyone enjoyed the movies. I love them. And they've just not been able to branch out, have they, or do anything? And you'd think they would be able to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Between us, and they're like, we're old as fuck. We can't do those films no more. What's next on my list? Oh, Shia LaBeouf.
Why the fuck would you make a film about a tennis match?
With Shia LaBeouf, of all people, as well. What the fuck is going on with the world? I mean, this guy, I'm not being funny, right? I get that it's hard being famous as a young person. All right, you see so many people getting fucked up by it. Kind of a gift, and do you know what? Like these people get offered the world. You know, I know there's a lot of pressure with fame. I'm not famous yet. Right,
oh
so...
yes, give me a couple of years. It's down the road. Oh, it's all planned out.
When Thors-Kin, when we're doing a segment on James Corden's show in America and everyone's watching us around the world or something like that, then I'll be able to relate. But do you know what, right? This guy's acted like such a moron. Did you see the footage of him a few weeks ago getting arrested in America?
No, what happened?
He was racist, he was privileged, and he was fucking awful. He was being racist to the coppers, saying he was going to get him fired, he was going to fuck him up, all sorts of stuff. He was off his fucking trolley, he was. And like, I know everyone gets in a state and stuff like that, but when you start playing the privilege card, you're a cunt in my eyes. I'm not being funny, but stop whinging. Just take a break like everyone else does. There's people in similar situations, like Zac Efron, for Christ's sake. He's in this similar situation. He was in the biggest thing in the world at one point in High School Musical. He's making movies. He's probably one of the biggest, most famous people on the planet, but he's not in the papers every week. He's not fucking whinging and moaning and putting bags on his head and watching his own movies and jerking off in the cinema. He's getting on with it. Do you know what I mean? So, I don't know. Playing tennis.
Where does Macaulay Culkin fall into this? Do you think?
Well,
do you think Shia LaBeouf, Zac Efron, and Macaulay Culkin just hang out on weekends, and they're like 3 tiers of heroin addict, coke addict, and then just like steroid addict?
Well, I hope he gets it together, because I mean, Drew Barrymore and Macaulay Culkin and people of that era, they were the sort of the first. I suppose they're not the first, but to be shoved in the limelight and go through trouble the way they did.
Yeah, there was an era, wasn't there?
Yeah,
it did, the first of that sort of type of era. But no, this, to be honest, what is it called? Wimbledon? Is that what they've called it?
It's called Borg McEnroe. That's it. Borg/McEnroe.
That's what they call it.
McEnroe, you know that crazy fucking American? It's on the line. That crazy American.
Yeah, I know. I know. I know why they've called it that, because that's the 2 people. But really, I'd call it. I'd call it Racket Blasters if I was in charge of this.
Racket Blasters. I got Wolverine stuck in my head again from last week for some reason.
and I'd have made there would be explosions. And it would be hyped to fuck. They'd be meeting up in clubs, and like, you know, the bit where in Creed where they're outside in the changing rooms and like they start having a go at each other. Like it would be moments like that. Yeah, Racket Blasters coming into a cinema. There'd be fucking robots in it. It'd be everything. It's like
Sandwich Wiki. I'm playing tennis.
We need you to come with us. Ball boy, roll out.
Fantastic. Oh my god. Indiana Jones in the crowd. Snakes. He was in Indiana Jones, the shit one. No, I fuck this movie. I'm not gonna watch it. Are you?
This is what I bought my unlimited card for, Al. I've been waiting for this. I've just been like, when it came out, I was like, I didn't even know it was going to get made, but this is the movie. Nah, fuck this. Like, unless it comes out and people are like, oh my god, Shia LaBeouf's putting like an Oscar-winning performance in it, and like there's amazing emotional scenes, and they're like, because some films do that, don't they? Where they're like, how did you make a film where there's a guy stuck in a phone booth? And then loads of films after it do stuff like that. Some films can pull a really boring situation off.
Good ball.
And they take a fucking good actor to do it, or some good directing, or screenwriting, or whatever it is that gives it that magic.
Rush with Chris Hemsworth.
Never saw it. Never saw that.
Really, really good movie. And what else was it as well? Are you saying about making a film out of boring situations and making it amazing? It's gone out my fucking head now. He said phone booth, and that was it. Blew my mind.
It's like Saw.
Nope, it's gone.
People
Fuck
stuck in a room, and like the way that you deliver a story, you can make a decent film. Like fuck the rest of the Saws, but the first one was good. But yeah, I think I'll give it a miss and see what the reviews are like, or anyone that I speak to who I kind of relate to their taste in movies, probably more than reviews, because I tend to find that reviews don't. Yeah, don't know.
I have a question for you, Jimmy.
What?
Have you ever been able to take a lighter, fill up the gas in your fist, light it, and then let go of the flame so it goes in your hand? Have you ever been able to do that?
No, never really tried.
Like,
but are you telling
light
me
your own farts?
Never.
To light your own...
No, do you know why I've never tried to light my own farts? Right, because my dad told me when I was younger that if you light your own farts, it can go back inside you and it can burn the inside of your arsehole. And that sounded really fucking bad as a kid, and it's just something I never thought of doing. Like, why the fuck would you do that?
Start swearing like John McEnroe. Anyway, this is another one of my crazy metaphors, okay? Because that gas burning up in your hand in a ball of flames was Dark Tower in the cinemas.
Ooh, burn. Double burn.
It's gone. It's not even in the cinemas. Look, it's gone. I can't get to see it. It's come, it's gone, and it's fucking died. It's in heaven. Rest in peace, Dark Tower.
Do we need to say more?
Talk about the reviews.
Jeez.
Now, the reason I'm going to talk about it is because of this whole Rotten Tomatoes. I've got this big grudge against Rotten Tomatoes and critics that try and ruin movies for people to stop them going watching it. I mean, but then I started thinking, it's a standalone franchise. It's not linked to anything. It's not Disney. It's not Marvel. It's not these. Why would you try and ruin something that's just a standalone movie? Okay. So then I started thinking, I need to read some of these reviews, right? Now, The Dark Tower, for people that don't know, are a series of books that are really complex, and it's a long story about. It's an amazing story, but it's so fucking detailed. It took them a series of books to make it. Okay. Now, the running time for the movie is 90 minutes. 90 minutes. Now, can you imagine trying to fit the whole of Star Wars or the whole of Lord of the Rings or anything like that in 90 minutes?
I could do it. I could do it with Shia LaBeouf and some CGI.
With a bag on his head.
Yeah. That's a clear problem straight from the start, because you're going to miss so much. Like, nothing's going to have any impact. Like, everything that you do...
I didn't watch the movie because I didn't get time to watch the movie. I farted and it was gone, I've had so much to do this week. I haven't had time. I haven't even been to see it yet, and it's going nuts, that film is. We'll talk about that in a sec. But yeah, this guy's banging on, but it's a great review. I'm not going to read it out because it's like 18 paragraphs long, but he's listing parts of the film that was completely missing, and there's like huge sections of this. They fit a whole franchise, a whole like trilogy, or I don't know how many books there are. Excuse me, but all of this into 90 minutes. That's disgraceful and quite disrespectful, I think, when you do stuff in that.
Yeah,
I think they.
I also think they had a major problem when there were obviously your trailers, your advert, your commercial to get people into a film to want to give a crap about, like, why should I come see it? And when you can predict the exact words that this dude is going to say on a trailer, where he's like, I do not shoot with my brain, I do not fart with my bumhole. It's just like, yeah, you knew that he was going to say, I kill with my heart at the end. And it's just like, oh, come on, you cheesy motherfuckers. And then, I don't know. It just didn't grab me at all. I think we said this, didn't we, in like one of our first episodes, was we were sat there thinking, oh, it could look good. And then the more that you saw it, the more you thought it might be a bit cheesy.
Yeah.
Like, it must have done real bad to come out that quick.
I'd rather wash with bleach and a scour pad than go and watch this at cinema and lose money on it by the looks of it. I mean, do you know what? It could be for someone that has never read the books and is not really expecting much. It might be good for you. I mean, you might enjoy it. Everybody shit on BVS, and I like BVS. So I'm not saying don't go and watch it if you get the chance. There might be smaller cinemas out there still playing it, but the one by me just won't. They're just like, nope, sorry, mate.
Saying that, the one by you, like, you need tetanus shots to go into it.
I think I posted about that, didn't I? Yeah, it's awful. Yeah, you get stood up grannies in my cinema. They're like, "Give me your wallet." It's dark, dingy, and they've been doing it for years.
So I think your cinema never recovered from the time that all of its staff got caught wanking off to a film in there. It's just like it's just stuck that reputation, so they embraced it.
And that was Wonder Woman. Oh, girl. Anyway, we'll move on from that. Let's talk a bit about games. Because we can do movies quite a bit. Let's get on to the gaming side. Yeah, let's go gaming, bitch.
Yeah, so LA Noire, motherfucker.
LA Noire.
One of the best games last gen. Hands down.
Yeah.
Again, weirdly enough, up there with, I suppose, GTA 5 was a last gen game. Because it did come out before the new consoles. And Red Dead Redemption. All Rockstar games. All probably in the top 10 games of that generation, I'd say. And LA Noire is getting a remaster, and it sounds like it's getting not just not just like a touch up, but it's getting a real good boost, because I know for a fact that it's getting not just getting the remaster, it's getting Xbox One X enhancement, so it's going all the way up to 4K in extra assets. So it's getting a boost. This is blatantly them putting feelers out again and thinking, do we do another one?
What?
This is blatantly Rockstar.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. I had gone. Yeah, and you know what? There's like 5 or 6 different endings to this game as well. So you're not necessarily going to be playing the same game over and over again. There's like different directions. It was a bit like a Telltale game. If you got one thing wrong, you'd go in a different direction, speak to someone else who would give you a different answer. And you know what? I spent hours on that game. I loved it so much. It's so good to be able to just take a sit back and use your head and to calmly work out the problems and then do a bit of chasing and a bit of shooting afterwards. This is a great game. Yeah. I'm so happy for that. I'm tempted to buy it.
I'm buying it day one. Absolutely. Like, this is the kind of game that because obviously we don't have a lot of 2-player games that me and my girlfriend can sit back and relax, like either couch co-op or anything like that. So this is kind of one of those games that we can sit down, both work out, and there is going to be an element to, I remember it was that guy, wasn't it? Because it's been so long. I've already played through this entire game twice. The second time that I played was like a year after it came out, and even then it was kind of like I couldn't remember all the characters. So I don't think like nearly 10 years, that's a bit long, but like a good 4 or 5 years since I've played it, I don't think I'm going to remember what's going on.
They could add a DLC to it as well. They could.
I think they are. I think they're probably, if I remember rightly, I think they might have more stuff in there. But just the first time picking up that game, and like with the notebook where you get your clues and you have to go in and go, I noticed that, I'm going to investigate this. And it's only when you decide to click on something that it was like, oh yeah, that was a lead. Well done. This opens up X, Y, and Z. Instead of being like a HUD marker, look over there because there's a clue. Like, games hold your hand too much.
And as well, don't forget, it looked amazing. I mean, I could look at that game now and still think it was an Xbox One game. Those graphics were amazing. They were like the first of their kind, you know? And I can't wait to see it. It's going to look amazing.
Yeah, if they all they need is just spruce up those textures, slap some good lighting tech on that. And like those bits where like you're going down alleyways at night and everything, they could add like put reflections on the puddles and all of that kind of stuff, and it's gonna feel real good, I reckon.
And put on some of the radio stations from GTA as well. That'll make things really interesting. Shut up, you little brat.
What, you get in there and it's like Laszlo on the radio station, just like, what the fuck?
It's 1930. What the fuck? Yeah. Yeah, really excited about that. I only found out about that yesterday because do you know what? Actually, I was putting a show together last night. I was thinking I ain't got nothing to talk about, and that's when I found so much.
Mate, there is always something to talk about, and if not, you just chat shit for a while. That's the key. Make it sound like there's something to talk about. But it got me thinking. Basically, Red Dead Redemption is around the corner. Where are your thoughts on this? Did you play the first Red Dead? Well, technically second, but
I played it a little bit. I didn't really follow the story. I was kind of just walking into bars, running around, shooting. Yeah, I didn't really play it in depth.
Yeah. You sandboxed it for a bit, basically.
Yeah. I mean, like with GTA, what I used to do when I was younger, I used to go around, steal police cars, sleep with hookers, and blow shit up. Do you know what I mean? It's similar with Red Dead, you know.
Yeah.
But I've been reading a lot about the character and how conflicted he is and how he's trying to struggle for life and become this good guy. And so I do want to kind of play it again. I mean,
I would if I were you. Because it's available on back compat anyway, so you can either buy it or it's all, you know, go get it pre-owned for like a couple of £1 and stick it in. It's one of the best stories in a game that you'll play. There's a crazy ending to it. It's just a fantastic game, just through and through. It kind of like pioneered that bullet time thing that you've got in GTA 5, where you slow in all the time down and everything. Do you know what? In Red Dead, you can slow time down and you can tag people, so you can like shoot, like if you've got a 6-shooter, you can fire all 6 of your rounds after tagging 6 people. So this Undead Nightmare came out, which is the zombie expansion. So I didn't realise, because it was a few months since I played Red Dead, I completely forgot about this tagging feature. So I'm playing through this fucking game thinking, Jesus Christ, this game is hard as balls. Found out, I accidentally clicked my thumbstick in, or whichever button it was, and it came up with the slow motion, and I was like, such a facepalm moment. I was like, I could have been killing 6 times the amount. I was like, I've managed to get this far off manually headshotting each of those motherfucking zombies. I was like, I am a fucking badass. And then after that, I was just like, yeah, I'm
like spending months doing a bit that could have taken you 5 minutes.
Yeah. But after that, I was like, you know what? I'm all in now. If I've managed to like 50% this like huge expansion without even using the bullet time, then yeah. And I played the shit out of that game. Again, that zombie expansion. Why has GTA not done a zombie expansion yet? Could you imagine that?
Everyone's doing zombies, man. It's pissing me off.
Yeah, but when
I like zombies on card, but in small doses. You know, I'm not like one of these that buy it just for the zombies. But you know, I like actual life events and things. You know.
Yeah, but Red Dead Redemption was a great game, and then Undead Nightmare came out, and it was potentially an even better game if you were a zombie guy. If you've got, and that was a zombie game with old weapons in a land that no one lives in anymore. Imagine if you had the best, highest grossing franchise ever in a city that in a time that people can relate to, and you did GTA Undead Nightmare. That would be the biggest single, in my opinion, disc that you can sell ever. That would be because people go sick for zombies.
They do, but I think on the scale of what they'd have to do with GTA, you know, you're thinking how big the city is and the area space, you'd have to fill that fucker up with zombies that run at you.
Red Dead was though. No, you wouldn't. You just have to have a bit more power to be able to cope with the AI. That's all you'd have to do. It'd have nothing to do with it, like physics or anything. But
James, stop trying to zombify the fucking world, okay? We're happy as it is. Just
I want to shoot zombies with a rocket launcher.
Come up with an original idea. Why not vampires or werewolves, say? Nobody's ever done that before.
But no, it's got me really thinking about like the fact that Red Dead now isn't too far off. Yes, it got delayed, but still, it's on the horizon. But then GTA 6 is all in the works, isn't it, as well? And where the hell can you go after GTA 5?
I would like them to take it out of America. I would like to go somewhere else. I know they did GTA London, and it would probably it wouldn't make as much money if you base it just in London. But I don't know. Take it somewhere else. Take it like fucking Rio or somewhere crazy where things are a bit different, because there's only so many times you can revamp a city and make it look different. You know, or even if you're going to do it in America, do it in like a New York type city where everything's just a metropolis.
Well,
you know.
Well, that was what Liberty City was, wasn't it? With GTA 4, and the problem is they recreated Liberty City on what was at that time a newer console. But the jump and the capabilities that we got with the power with the consoles now is like they could redo Liberty City so well. They could make it enormous. So I don't know whether the next one is going to be Liberty City or whether they are going to maybe go back to like Miami, perhaps, because obviously Vice City was based in Miami. They could do something along those lines. But my biggest thing, like wherever they set it and whatever they do, whether they stick with the three protagonist dynamic and all that kind of stuff, which I think they should. Whatever weapons they have, whatever story they have, there's an element with it. I don't think we're quite there yet, but I kind of wanted to put this to you just to see what your thoughts were. I don't think technologically we're there yet, because you could probably maybe do it digital, and I suppose you could do it with a disc with DLC and updates and stuff like that. But what I'd like, and GTA is probably the only game that can do this, but how I'd like games to go, particularly the GTA series, is how good would it be if a sequel to a game came out? Let's just say, let's keep it still grounded. Let's say GTA 6 comes out. It's based in Liberty City. So it's a New York, it's a faux New York, basically, isn't it?
Yeah.
But GTA 5 players, let's say you've got GTA 5 digital. Say you buy GTA 6 digital. You boot up GTA 5. You take Trevor down to the airport. You jump on a plane, fly to Liberty City, and it boots up GTA 6. And it links the two together like integrally, where you've got two games running side by side. Obviously, you'd have to make sure things are on the same engine. You'd have to update the old engine to make it compatible and stuff like that. But how wicked would that be? So you could then take Nico 2.0. You know, Nico was the guy in GTA 4. You could take Nico 2.0 that now has, you know, robotic arms and stuff, and you could take him and go and find Trevor or Michael or whoever in Los Santos, and you could go back and forward between the two. How fucking awesome would that be? Where you're making a world, because the developers even said that they want to make this into more of a living world, because you would make that GTA universe this everlasting thing. If you narrow down your engine, there's no reason why, as long as you're sticking with that engine between games, that you can't update things, the older games, as you go. And do you know what I mean?
The reason why I was laughing is because, you know, I'm on a bit of a whinge about Microsoft and things at the moment. The way you just explained that now, I just seen some guy at a giant expo going, "Okay, now guys, we have a brand new GTA game where you can play two consoles at the same time. You can have them running alongside each other. So go out and buy a spare Xbox, guys." And then you'll run out, they buy a spare Xbox and they play GTA 5 and GTA 6 all together. You're gonna make him money, mate. Yeah.
I don't think GTA 6 is coming out this gen. I'm putting that out there. I think they're going to take their time. They are going to wait until the successor to the Xbox One X comes out, because that's going to. I reckon it's going to buy another 4 years, but I think it's going to reach a point where it's like, okay, there's the PS5 is going to come out and it's going to fucking curb stomp whatever the X is doing, because just that's what happens. More time passes, you can get newer stuff.
We've talked about this in the car, but Do you not think that they would lose momentum from that, or do you think
Nope.
Red Dead would keep them enough money?
GTA 5 will keep them enough money. They don't even need Red Dead. GTA 5 has not dropped out of the top 10 since it came out on 360.
It's an amazing game, though. And I love the fact that you get all your DLCs for free. They're like, oh,
Exactly.
do you know what? We've got a great new mode for you guys to play, and it's free, you know, and they just give it out. Whereas,
It's
like, the people over at COD are like, you want this fancy gun, you got to suck my dick, you know? And I hate that.
Suck my dick
that.
IRL to get this DLC weapon, motherfucker. But no, like, Rockstar made, like, billions and billions and billions and trillions and gazillions. I sound like Donald Trump. Billions and billions and billions on the shark cards alone, because they support the game with the DLC. So, mate, they won't lose momentum. Whatever. Rockstar are this like completely unique thing. If it was a Ubisoft game or like the next Halo or the next Gears or the next Uncharted, okay, maybe they're bad examples because they are also like behemoth type games, but Rockstar could take 10 years off and it would just increase the hype because people would be like, new GTA, yes. Like, they've just got the IPs to be able to do that because they deliver on them as well. So, I reckon...
Watch this space.
Yeah.
Watch this space. I mean, Red Dead, I will definitely play. I will definitely play that. And I'm going to play the original as well. I'm going to get back onto that. There's so much shit I need to watch and play at the moment. I need to fit it in my schedule, man.
What?
Bethesda.
What about Bethesda?
It's unannounced release.
Yeah, it's a mobile game. I'm just going to wrap this up short and sweet so we don't dedicate too much time to it. It's going to be a mobile game. It's due to release this year. I mean, yes, they did the whole Fallout 4 announcing it at E3 in, when's E3? June, July time? July. And then released it later that year. There was like a 6-month gap. There is no way that whatever they have at the moment unannounced is going to release this year without them having at least 6 months hype if it's a console game. So it's going to be like they've recently released Elder Scrolls, like a card game on mobile. It's going to be something equivalent to that, or Fallout Shelter.
Okay. We'll breeze past that. Do Dickhead of the Week and Superhero Bar Fight yet, so we've got to squeeze them in. Do you have a Dickhead of the Week? Dickhead of the Week!
I do, but I feel like I'm going on and on and on with this one because this person and someone else has already been part of my Dickhead of the Week. And I feel like I'm taking it personal.
James got a chip on his shoulder,
Man. Okay, my Dickhead of the Week basically is... I fucking hate soft people. Absolutely hate softies.
As in chubby. Fuck you, bitch.
Nothing wrong with chubbies. I'm on about the emotionally soft, like social justice sort of crybabies. So basically, Destiny is a huge thing at the moment. Destiny 2's just come out. I bring up my guide on my Xbox, and basically I've got like dozens of people on there, and it's just Destiny 2, Destiny 2, Destiny 2, Destiny. Like, it's fucking huge. IGN's review in progress. There's a guy called Dustin Legary who is a huge Destiny fan. Perfect person to be doing the review because he can get into it. He can be critical. He can be positive. Mike Ibarra, who is the like a big executive. He's like the features guy at Xbox. So if it's Xbox Live, if it's party, if it's sort of features level, system level features related, he's the guy who does all of that. He's massive on Twitter, sort of like, I say massive. He doesn't have like millions of followers or anything, but like he gets involved on Twitter. He talks to all of the people in the community, and he comments on someone. remember an old dickhead, Ryan McCaffrey, the Xbox guy at IGN. Yeah, basically he posts out the IGN's Destiny 2 review in progress, and Mike Ibarra comments on it. The tone, you know how sometimes you can't get tone over Twitter or Facebook or social media in any sort of way. The tone of his tweet was blatantly nudge, nudge, wink, wink, wink. Get me, bud, get me. He basically said Destin could never give Destiny 2 a bad review. He lives and breathes the IP. I'm starting on my Warlock on Monday. That was his tweet. A blatant, like, come on. He's blatantly going to give it a great review. He fucking loves it. It didn't come across. So Ryan McCaffrey turns around and was just like, Mike, I love you, but that's completely unfair and 100% not true. Destin would be completely critical of this game. And he was like, what? Everyone's commenting on it, and I mean fucking everyone was like, dude, chill the fuck out, like, sensitive much. Destin pipes in, I was going to post a sarcastic comment, but I'll just say that this was super shitty for me to wake up to this morning. I've been an Xbox supporter for 4 years. And then he's putting, like, salt, you know, the meme with the guy that's, like, sprays, like, sprinkles the salt. Like, yeah, they've got that. They've added that into one of the animations, one of the emoji dances things in Destiny. So he puts a thing there, so I'll just do me with this salt sprinkle thing. And it's just like these two going back and forward. And he's like, oh, that's why I love working with Ryan. He's always got my back. Like, basically, like, making this Mike Ibarra guy, making him out like an absolute villain. And it's just like
his job. He's doing his job. He's got to be.
He's like just getting involved. There was no ill intent. He apologized, right? So I message Ryan McCaffrey and Dustin Legary, and I basically said, considering how every comment on that thread called you out for being like oversensitive, I guess you're going to apologize like Mike had to. And Destin replies, what, apologise for telling him how I feel and then talking it out like adults? I think we're good, Jimmy. And it's just like, really? You fucking jumped up. Soft twat. What a fucking dick. Like, the two of them together, because they just make it out like he has just completely victimised them. Like, it made him out like an absolute dick when he's having a joke. It's like, these people write for the biggest gaming outlet on earth. They have tons and tons of followers. So when they do something or say something or put across a message, that's the kind of shit that sticks. And like
these guys, they sound like children. Honestly, it's
pathetic.
When you write a review of a game or a movie or something like that, you've got to be fair. You've got to write what's in front of you. You can't write a good review just because you're on a good rapport with someone. You know what I mean? So that guy's doing his job. You know, he's saying like, well, if it's shit, I'm going to tell people it's shit. You know what I mean? So don't get off my back.
Yeah, it's the thing as well. It's not. He wasn't like criticizing his journalistic integrity. Like, it was just. Destin loves it. Come on, we know it's going to be a good review. Just joshing with them, basically. And for them to take it like that and make him out to like he was attacking them is pathetic. And then to like when they get apologized to, but then they don't feel like they need to apologize back. Have you ever been in one of those situations where like you react badly to something and you know instantly that you have overreacted, but you think, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna be a dick. I've just been a dick and I'm gonna be an even bigger dick because I don't want to be a little less of a dick and say I'm sorry. Fuck it, I'm all in on this one. That's what they did. They were like, you know what, fuck it, we're just gonna be even bigger cunts. So that's my dickhead of the week. I hate soft ass people who overreact to stuff like that.
Good. I love hearing when you get passionate and angry. Okay, so mine this week is, it's not a dickhead of the week. It kind of just points out to something we already know. Okay. And it's a story I was reading on from NME Music Magazine.
Yep.
And they were interviewing Corey Taylor, frontman of Slipknot. There are only a couple of songs I can listen to for Slipknot before I kind of want to jump out of a window. But I appreciate their genius, okay?
You leave Slipknot out of this. You leave them alone.
I'm not saying they're a bad band at all. I'm just saying they're not my cup of tea. But I appreciate. I love the instruments in the background, the drums, I appreciate their genius, right? So Corey Taylor, he can say what he likes about music. He's done his bit, right? So they're asking him about the current state of music, and this relates back to my bitching corner. My shit bitching corner. Anyway, about music.
I'm going to change that. I'm going to upload it to Al's shitchin corner next week.
Al's whining corner. Well, you know what? And basically, they said to him, "What do you think about the current state of music?" And he's basically saying that at the moment, and it's appreciating the genius that's around you that we're in. I mean, for example, Ed Sheeran. Okay, he's talked about Ed Sheeran. A lot of people that are like into their rock music, they're into things that are a bit heavier, a bit more complex. Give Ed Sheeran a lot of shit, and that's because he's got quite a young fan base, I suppose. A lot of young girls screaming his name and stuff, and melts people's hearts. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But if you've ever watched that guy live, he's fucking brilliant, right? He's brilliant. He records a loop, and then records another loop and another loop, and he'll sing a backing song, his backing vocals, and then he'll go into his song. He's brilliant. He works so fucking hard. And this is what Corey Taylor said. He said, Ed Sheeran works really hard and he doesn't deserve the abuse he's getting. And then he asked him about go on.
No, go on.
And then they asked him about Justin Bieber, what his thoughts are, and he said basically, Justin Bieber can kiss my ass. That's his exact quote. Kiss my ass. So
yeah, I spot on there. Like, take this from someone who is like been in music and like took it real seriously, done like a lot of gigs and competitions and all of that kind of stuff. If you can play live and you can do the stuff that he can do live, you are on like that upper end of talent. Like, yeah, everyone gets a lucky break. Whether you're talented or not, you still need that lucky break. So he's lucky to be where he is, but he's got the talent to back it up. We've talked about Ed Sheeran twice on this podcast at some point from day one.
Ed Sheeran?
Yeah, we talked about Ed Sheeran before. I'm just remembering now. But yeah, I get where he's coming from. Like, people like Justin Bieber just, I don't know, just manufacture horseshit. But
is Corey Taylor gonna be biased though because of his musical background? Is he gonna be like, well, Justin Bieber's a bit of a wimp, really? Do you know what I mean? I don't know. I mean, I listened to a clip earlier of Corey Taylor singing SpongeBob SquarePants.
So good, right?
Audience, that was quite funny.
Yeah, it's so good.
No, I'm just saying, just a dick, but it's just been confirmed by Corey Taylor. Boom.
Yeah, and if Corey Taylor says you're a dick, you're a fucking dick. Shall we do the main event?
Superhero bar fight!
Boom. Right, get your number generator out.
Okay, I'm gonna flop it out now. Okay, so 15. Remember that number, 15.
15.
15 and 10. 15 and 10 is. Okay, so number 10 is Deadpool.
Yes.
Green Arrow.
Oh God, I think we really need to go through these and at least make it so that there is one possibility on there that isn't a complete whitewash.
I don't think it would be an easy fight for Deadpool, but he would win obviously because he just keep coming. I class in the comic books, Oliver Queen is very similar to Bruce Wayne. He's been trained in martial arts. He's learned how to survive. He's also a millionaire, right? And he's got whatever he needs for him. And in his arrow quill. He's a bit like Hawkeye. He's got like different arrows that do certain things, and he's a bit of a marksman as well. So he could ambush Deadpool. He could ambush him, blow him to pieces, string him to a wall. I mean, there's that distance thing, isn't there? You know,
Yeah.
And I know Deadpool will come in with his Uzis, you know, but I just think he's a ninja. Green Arrow, at the end of the day, he's a ninja.
This is the problem. You've got one guy who has no sort of healing factor. If he takes a bullet, he takes a bullet like we would take a bullet. Like,
Exactly,
you're down. You're fucked. You're bleeding out. You're there. You're fucking gone. And you've got a guy with a bow and arrow who can't take a bullet against a guy who can walk essentially through arrows, and he's just going to turn up with he can pull pistols out of his back pocket. He's got like bottomless back pocket. He could pull a bazooka out of his socks. He's allowed to do that.
Yeah, obviously I'm gonna agree with you. Obviously, that Green. I like having these weak characters against the Deadpools and the Jean Greys and the Wolverines and things, because you can explain like how they get fucked up. Okay, let's come up with a scenario: bar fight. Okay, so that's taking the ambush out of the situation. Okay, so they're in a bar. Deadpool's having a drink, and Green Arrow walks up and says, "You're in my fucking seat, bitch." All right, and then he turns around. Deadpool just slices him in half. Done.
Oh, is that it? Just quick and simple.
Just done. Like,
sits back down and just finishes his.
If he had a couple of months to plan it, a good exercised fucking ambush, he stands a better chance, but he's still going to lose.
And this is the problem, right? If you're telling me, I'm just setting up the next one. Eventually, we're using a number generator. It's going to happen. It might take 100 episodes to get there. When it happens, I want you to remember back to what you've just said. When we get Batman versus Iron Man, and you tell me that Batman is going to win without months of prepping, I am going to fuck you up. You understand?
Batman could be Iron Man with a tin opener. With a bog standard, not even a fancy one, stainless steel tin opener. He could
wait until the number generator pulls it out, and then we'll discuss it.
Fucking Tony Stark out of his Iron Man suit, and he could wring him like a wet fucking towel. That's how confident I am. I've had this argument so many times, and I'm telling you now, Batman, he doesn't need the preparation to beat Iron Man. No way. He could do it, and I'll explain to you why. Hopefully.
One day. We'll keep hyping this up. Yeah, next week you're just going to be like, and the number generator says Batman versus Iron Man.
I actually think Captain America stands a better chance than Iron Man of beating Batman.
Fuck off.
No bollocks. I'm telling you now, right? Iron Man, he's nothing without the suit. He's nothing. If you get him out of that suit, he's a fucking pissy, whingy little millionaire, right? Bruce Wayne's
with an army of other suits that he can whistle to.
No way. I'm not having it. Tony Stark's a little bitch.
You're such a fucking fanboy, you are. I hate fucking fanboys.
You can't take.
I hate comic fanboys who get way too into these sort of stuff. When there's a versus thing and they're all like, "My character's gonna win. Iron Man's gonna win." Shut the fuck up. Stop being such a fanboy.
Batman wouldn't beat Deadpool. No fucking way. You can't fight a war of attrition against someone that can't die. So whether it's 6 months or a year down the line, he's just going to take Bruce Wayne by surprise and chop his head off, isn't he? So eventually he's going to win. I'm not being like you could like there was a fan made. I don't know if you remember this. There was a fan made clip someone made of Batman versus Deadpool, and they're having this big fight and what have you, and then Batman comes through a building, hits Deadpool with his Batmobile, and just vaporizes Deadpool right in front of him, just a pool of blood. Going to in weeks or months, and he's just going to fucking come back, isn't he? He's just going to keep coming back. So
yeah,
that's it. That's like, but Iron Man, I'm not having it. So I said again, but yeah,
we'll get into it properly at another point. But yes. I reckon as long as it's Deadpool versus Green Arrow, I'm going to stick with the same theme as before. Green Arrow will get a few hits in. fire a few shots, maybe one in each eye even.
It would be a good fight. It would, because
Deadpool would rip him out.
He hasn't got any super strength, has he? He hasn't got super strength. So
Deadpool's strong.
They're both trained mercenaries. I don't think he's got superhuman strength. I thought he's just a mercenary that can't die.
It's pretty much in. I don't know.
So I think
now that you say, I'm doubting myself. I reckon what would happen is he'd pull the arrow out of his own eye, and he'd stick it down Green Arrow's Jap's eye.
Yeah.
Every fight's going that way, by the way. You do realise.
Don't go on. Don't go on the Green Arrow from the series, by the way, because he's a whingy little bitch. I'm going on comic book Green Arrow. He's badass. He's fucking badass. You should read Green Arrow. If ever there's a comic book you ever wanted to read, the Two Broke Geeks is reading it at the moment, and we've been chatting back and two about it, and he says like he totally agrees with me on how it's completely different from the series. But
yeah,
it would be a good fight, but obviously, like I said, no one can beat Deadpool in a war of attrition. So
yeah, I reckon so. And I think if we wrap it up there, should we do some housekeeping first? So basically, I've gone over, cleaned up all of the YouTube channel, so you should be getting stuff on the homepage now, because that was like looking bare. You had to go into the videos and stuff like that. So you've got some playlists on there. So the top video is obviously the most recent. Then we've got the Thors-Kin Podcast playlist. Then we've got the DLC playlist, which is what I'm doing, sort of bringing gaming related news and opinions and stuff like that. All my opinions, so don't get butthurt if it's something you don't agree with.
The next one, like I was just going to say that the way you said that, then news and opinions.
Some news and opinions.
I reckon we should put a vote on how much we want James to do the next review in that same voice. Okay, so next time we do the video, he's got to say how amazing the game is in that same. But it's fabulous.
Fuck off. And then we've got your Al's Cunty Corner.
Cunty Corner.
Yeah, Al's Bitching Corner, where basically it's some bearded loser ranting about boring stuff.
And that's going to be a fortnightly thing, by the way, as well. I haven't got it in me to go on that much of a rage every week.
You've got you have to do it where you've got free reign next time. Honestly, it was like
another thing. Tony Stark is a fucking bitch.
I was listening back to it. I was just like, I couldn't agree more with some of your points, and I was just like, "Come on, Al, step it up, shout at me. I know how passionate you are." And I was just at the same time, I was just like, "Got to think, his kid's asleep next door." Kid is asleep next door. He's trying not to wake him up. But no, basically that is channel's getting fleshed out a little bit more now. So onwards and upwards, as they say.
We got a Wix page as well. It's not quite a full-on web page at the moment because we don't have money for the domain and stuff. But we do have a Wix page at the moment. It's on the Facebook page, and it's a bit of a mess at the moment because I did kind of spend like 5 hours just dicking around with it. It wasn't a serious attempt. But
I only spent 5 hours dicking around with it. Only 5.
It took me 5 hours. That took 5 hours. It's easy, but I wanted it to look good compared to what it did look. Yeah.
Do you know what? For what it is, you've done a good job of that. I think it needs sort of like cleaning and tidying up in the background, so it's not like our thumbnails making it look messy in the back and stuff like that. But no, it's a better, like you said on the Facebook thing, it's a better way of going around and everything's there, isn't it? If you don't like YouTube.
In one place.
Yeah. But no, it's good, man.
Yeah, brilliant. Great show this week. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, make sure you give it a like and a subscribe. Give it a share as well. Make sure you share it on the book's face and the Twitters and the Instagrams.
And well, thank you for talking about Scarlett Johansson with us. I want to play with her. We have been Thors-Kin. Thank you very much. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Thors-Kin Podcast. Bye.
Alex likes Justin Bieber.